Ever felt like the weight of the world was too much to bear? You're not alone. There's a surprising number of people who have wondered if life is worth all the struggle. Sounds harsh, right? But it's more common than you think. This isn't just about depression or anxiety. It's about deeper, existential questions that dig into the core of our being. Why do some people wish they were never born? And more importantly, how can understanding this lead to profound personal growth? Let's dive deep into the minds of philosophers and psychologists, exploring these heavy topics with a light touch. By the end of this, you might just see life from a whole new perspective. Curious? Let's go. Existential philosophy isn't just about big words and abstract ideas. It's a journey into the core of human experience. Imagine sitting down with Nietzsche or Schopenhauer, diving into questions that keep you up at night. Why are we here? What's the meaning of our existence? These aren't just questions for philosophers. They're essential for anyone serious about self-improvement and personal growth. By grappling with these existential thoughts, you can build a stronger foundation for your own mental well-being and proactivity in life. And who doesn't want a life optimized for both depth and discipline? Now let's talk about antinatalism, the belief that it's morally wrong to bring new lives into the world. Sounds intense, right? But think about it. What if this perspective helps you see life's value differently? Philosophers like Émile Cioran argue that not existing might spare us from life's inherent sufferings, like anxiety and depression. This isn't about promoting a gloomy outlook. It's about understanding the weight of existence and finding new ways to cope with its challenges. This Stoic approach can actually empower you to focus on growth and personal success by prioritizing what's truly important. Ever heard of the fundamental fantasy? It's a fascinating concept from psychoanalysis that suggests our minds create stories about our origins and existence because our brains just can't handle a blank slate. Imagine trying to remember a time before you were born. Impossible, right? But these fantasies shape how we see our lives and make choices. They're not just random thoughts. They're deeply tied to our mental well-being and our drive for self-development. By understanding these fantasies, we can harness them for better self-knowledge and personal development, shedding light on our deepest desires and fears. So, why does all this matter for your personal growth? Because understanding these existential themes gives you tools to improve your social skills and become more confident in the face of life's uncertainties. It's like a motivational speech from the universe, telling you to grab life by the horns and make the most of it. And guess what? This journey into existentialism is just getting started. Next, we'll explore the mysteries of the fundamental fantasy and how it influences our perception of non-existent. Stay tuned. The fundamental fantasy is like a secret movie playing in our minds, filling the gaps about our origins. It's how we deal with the mystery of where we come from, especially when we can't remember a thing about it. This concept might seem abstract, but think of it as a tool for self-improvement and self-knowledge. By understanding these internal narratives, we can start to see how they shape our thoughts, our actions, and even our deepest anxiety. It's like unearthing a hidden map that leads straight to personal success and mental well-being. These fantasies aren't just philosophical musings. They're intertwined with our everyday lives and our sense of self. They influence how we view our own existence and the choices we make to improve ourselves. If you're into self-development, understanding this can help you optimize your existence by focusing on growth rather than getting stuck in unproductive thoughts. Think of it as a digital detox for your mind, clearing out the unnecessary clutter so you can see what's truly important. Imagine a life where you're not bogged down by these unresolved mysteries. Instead, you're actively using them as fuel for personal growth. That's the power of diving into these deep, sometimes uncomfortable thoughts. By facing them head-on, you're practicing a form of mental discipline that not only enhances your focus, but also your overall mental well-being. It's about being proactive in your journey, not just reactive to your circumstances. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Understanding the fundamental fantasy is one thing. Exploring the paradoxes of non-existence is another. What happens when we try to imagine not being here? How does this shape our desires and our sense of purpose? Let's dive deeper into this paradox and uncover more layers of our psyche. Ready to explore more? Now, here's a mind-bender. The paradox of non-existence. Immanuel Kant once argued that you can't say you don't exist because saying anything at all proves you do. It's like trying to escape a room by denying there's a door. These philosophical riddles aren't just for intellectuals. They're crucial for anyone interested in personal development and self-improvement. They force us to confront our existence head-on and challenge our preconceived notions of life and purpose. When we think about non-existence, we're actually exploring the depths of our imagination and memory. These paradoxes aren't just abstract ideas. They influence our everyday lives and how we cope with existential angst. For instance, when you feel stuck in life, these thoughts might just be what's pulling you down. Understanding this can be like a motivational speech to yourself, urging you to push through, optimize your existence, and focus on what really matters: growth and personal success. Our fantasies about non-existence are often ways to cope with life's burdens. Think about it. Have you ever fantasized about escaping your responsibilities? That's your mind's way of dealing with stress and anxiety. But instead of escaping, what if we use these fantasies to build resilience and proactivity? This is where Stoicism and digital minimalism come into play, helping us declutter our minds and live with more intention and less distraction. So why does this matter? Because the way we think about non-existence directly impacts our daily lives and mental health. By understanding these paradoxes, we can learn to live more fully and authentically. Next, we'll explore how desire and fantasy are intricately linked, shaping not just our thoughts, but our very existence. What if your deepest desires were just fantasies shaped by your mind's way of coping? Let's find out. Desire and fantasy are like two sides of the same coin, intricately connected yet distinct. We often think of desire as something we consciously want, like a new job or personal success. But dig a little deeper, and you'll find that these desires are often rooted in fantasies, narratives our mind creates to make sense of the world and ourselves. These aren't just fleeting thoughts. They're a roadmap to self-knowledge and personal development. Think about it. Ever fantasized about being more confident or improving your social skills? These aren't just daydreams. They're expressions of deeper desires for growth and self-improvement. By understanding these fantasies, we can start to see how they shape our actions and our pursuit of personal success. It's like having a cheat code for life. Knowing what truly drives you can help you focus on growth and optimize your existence. But here's the kicker. Some of these fantasies can be counterproductive, like the desire for non-existence or having never been born. These often stem from a place of existential dissatisfaction, where the burdens of life feel too heavy to bear. Yet, by understanding this, we can start to reframe our desires in a more positive light, focusing on what we can change and how we can grow. It's about taking control of your narrative and steering it toward mental well-being and proactive living. So, what's next? Now that we've explored the connection between desire and fantasy, let's delve into how memory and imagination fill the gaps left by non-existence. How do our current experiences shape these fantasies? And how can we use this knowledge to better ourselves? Let's continue this journey of self-discovery and growth. Memory and imagination are the unsung heroes of our mental landscape, shaping how we perceive our past and envision our future. Ever wondered why you remember some things vividly while others fade away? That's your memory's way of prioritizing what's important for your mental well-being, personal development. By understanding this, you can start to see how these elements influence your desires, fears, and overall sense of self. Imagination fills the gaps left by our memories, creating a continuous narrative of our lives. Not just about daydreaming. It's a powerful tool for self-improvement and personal growth. When you imagine a better version of yourself, more disciplined, more confident, more in control, you're setting a goal for self-development. It's like visualizing your personal success before it even happens, giving you a roadmap to follow. But what happens when our imagination turns to darker thoughts, like the desire to never have been born? This isn't just a sign of depression or anxiety, it's an existential reflection on our current state of being. By recognizing these thoughts for what they are, manifestations of our current dissatisfaction, we can start to address the root causes and focus on growth. It's about being proactive, taking charge of your mental landscape, and steering it toward positivity and progress. Curious about how these themes play out in real life? Next, we'll explore characters from literature and cinema who grapple with these existential questions, offering a mirror to our own lives. How do these fictional narratives help us understand our own? Let's find out. Characters like George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life and Johann from Monster bring existential questions to life. George Bailey's journey explores the meaning of life and death as he grapples with the thought of non-existence. This isn't just a story, it's a lesson in self-knowledge and the importance of appreciating your own existence. This story teaches us about gratitude, resilience, and the impact one life can have, key elements of personal development and mental well-being. On the flip side, Johann's character dives deep into darker territories, wrestling with existential dread and the desire for non-existence. It's a stark reminder of the power of our thoughts and how they shape our reality. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by life's burdens, Johann's story is a wake-up call to take control and focus on personal growth. By facing these fears head-on, we can learn to live more intentionally and purposefully. These characters serve as powerful examples of how existential themes play out in real life, mirroring our own struggles and triumphs. They remind us that we all have the power to change our narrative, to rewrite our story in a way that aligns with our values and desires. This is where philosophy, psychology, and personal development intersect, offering a roadmap for those looking to optimize their existence. Ready for the next chapter in this journey? We've explored the depths of existential philosophy, fundamental fantasy, and the paradoxes of non-existence. Now it's time to bring it all together and see how these insights can be applied to everyday life. How can you use this knowledge to be a better person and live more fully? Let's find out.